Ladies and gentlemen, stuff's been brewing in my head for a while. And I was trying to look for articles talking about this, seeing if there's anybody else who can relate. This, according to what I see, this is a website called melmagazine.com, and this was a story from 3 years ago. And I want to read it to you because a lot of this hits very close to home. What it's like to work to work a decade on third shift. And I'm gonna be giving my own relations to this story and everything compared to myself because I've been stuck on third shift for almost 9.5 years. So get ready for some of this. A little subquote saying, I haven't seen the sun in 3 weeks and want to die. And there are going to be quotes here that you hear from other people on third shift that are coming from Reddit, so we'll come across those as we go along. In the mid-2000s, when Travis graduated from high school in Michigan, he decided against racking up a lifetime of debt to go to college. Instead, he signed up for a temp service and took the first job that wasn't retail, manufacturing. He was hired full-time and eventually climbed the ranks, going from machine operating temp to technician, but the promotion came with a caveat. Travis would have to work third shift. Oh boy. I mean, right there, I can at least relate to the Michigan part, because, you know. I wish I could have skipped the college part, though. Waste of money. Back then, I don't want to know who the hell that is. Back then, he was a spry 20-year-old without a family. Working from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. felt like an easy enough sacrifice while he looked for his next gig. Read, man, read. So he committed to driving home opposite the morning commute and sleeping through the day. But that new opportunity never came. Suddenly he's in his 30s, and he'd spend every night for the past decade in the factory. And I can relate to this. I mean, first of all, 20-year-old without a family, I can relate to that. 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. was my very first schedule at first, until the end time just became random. Sometimes you get out at 6 a.m., other times you get out as late as 10 a.m., depending on how things were in a nearby area. So there was never a set schedule per day, and then they switched it from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. when they changed things up. And it's been that way for I don't know how many years. And I know how it feels. I mean, I've been in a factory this entire time, and it's driven me nuts. Because even to this day, no real family in terms of like a personal one, not one that I've grown up with, but in terms of one that I've created myself. Now 32, Travis laughs when he tries to remember if he ever got used to working third shift. Well, the age part I can also almost relate to. I'm about to turn 31 in a couple months. Maybe it was when I grew fangs and started hanging upside down from the rafters, he says. But in reality, his body never quite adjusted to the sleep schedule. I can easily relate to this because, like I said, I've been on this schedule but for the last 9.5 years. But even on the rare time where you get time away from work, then you have to readjust to a different schedule for that brief period. Because when you're on third shift, it's hard to even get time away from work. Because in reality, like for me, I work from Sunday night into Monday morning to Thursday night and a Friday morning. That's a typical schedule, which means the only full calendar day I have away from work is Saturday. Otherwise, you get out of work in the morning, then you're back before the end of that calendar day. So it's like you do one night of overtime, you technically get no full calendar day away from your job, which can drive you mad. And even with that sleep schedule, because then you have that one full calendar day away, it can still fuck stuff up. He lived on catnaps, sleeping only a few hours at a time before a truck or lawnmower inevitably woke him up. Yeah, I can relate to that because people here in my house don't know how to be quiet if they come to visit or anything while I'm trying to fucking sleep. It's not uncommon for third shifters to sleep with earplugs or blindfold and use NyQuil as a sleep aid. Earplugs, I keep that for work. Blindfold, I don't think I've ever tried that. NyQuil, I can't drink that shit again. I nearly got sick from the last time I had it. A death's social life. Here comes the big part. Working overnight can be excruciatingly lonesome. That's why many third shifters congregate on the subreddit r/third shift, which I've checked and there's barely anybody even posting on there anymore. Community for those, quote-unquote, who need help getting through the night. The community guidelines range fuck karma and fuck having all your submissions buried. We're here for you. It doesn't matter if you're not really working. You could be up late studying, sick and can't sleep, even depressed and need to talk. Post it all here. Yeah, working overnight easily does get stressful, and I'll bring up my personal stories coming up right after I finish reading this whole paragraph part. Of course, the memes help too. It's like, what do we work? Night shift. What day is it? We don't know. I even had days like that where I wake up and have no clue what the day of the week is. Then we got all the other buddy doesn't seem to get third shift. The daytime, Hector. The day when I sleep. What the fuck? Again, that's very common because people come over here and they make a shitload of noise while I'm trying to rest. I feel like all the people I used to talk to or hang out with have disappeared, writes Redditor CB Smith, 432906. I'm either asleep or working when people want to do things, and eventually they stop inviting you. Travis agrees he missed out on countless dates and parties because of his hours. That said, when he was able to squeeze in an evening out, he, quote-unquote, was pretty much guaranteed to be the last man standing at the end of the night. Ouch. But those events were rare. Finding any overlapping time with first shifters is a fool's errand. Unless you schedule time well in advance. Redditor Critter Kitty says that she'll wake up 5 hours before heading into work at 10 p.m. This way she can hang out with her friends between 5 and 9. Then we got some Redditor quotes. Anybody else finding it hard to maintain friendships when we work thirds? I've been on thirds for almost 2 years now, and I feel like all the people I used to talk or hang out with have disappeared. I'm either asleep or working when people want to do things, and they stop inviting you again. Quotes we just saw here a moment ago. Worked thirds all my life. I could use some other third shifters to talk to at night. I really don't have anyone. I'm a 29-year-old male just looking for some friends. I can easily relate to this because the entire time I've been at my job, you know how many times I've been invited to go and hang out, like do something socially with somebody, like hang out and talk or whatever? Once. And that was almost 8 years ago. I have not had anybody invite me to go and hang out or anything since April of 2015. That one day. And I have a friend who I used to hang out with, but ever since I've been at my job, I haven't heard a word from him in I don't know how long. He and I have not had a face-to-face conversation since before I started at my job in late October 2013. In fact, I can't remember the last time I even heard from him, period. Because then all of a sudden he moved on to have his own life and I don't hear from anybody anymore. I mean, it really takes its toll to the point where it's hard to find anybody that's willing to work with that schedule, and also bring it up in the relationship part coming up, because it's really going to hit hard. Suffering relationships. Travels is able to see the moonlit silver lining. The world's more peaceful at night. Well, maybe. He says, and our quote-unquote morning commute is better, so there is that. Well, not easily in my case, because there's the occasional train that comes around as I'm on my way to work, and that can mess things up, but whatever. What's more, many of his third shift contemporaries appreciated overnight work for the time it afforded them with their kids, which I cannot relate to. Even though they'd be getting off work and needing to get sleep soon, some of my coworkers liked having the ability to be with their kids during the day. Some saved on daycare this way, no matter how sleep deprived it made them. As their kids grew up, they were able to see their kids off to school and run errands. That's like the only benefit, even though I know people were pissed when my work schedule went from 10 to 6 to 11 to 7. People got pissed because then it's like, how do they make it home in time to make sure their kids get off to school? You got stuff talking about kids. Others aren't so lucky. Living in a house full of people with the opposite schedule leads to heartbreak and frustration. They want to spend time with their family, but they also need sleep. Got somebody here ranting. I need my family to understand that I cannot be up all day with them. Just need to vent for a second. I love my family. We are very close, but I work thirds, obviously, because of the subreddit, and have worked them for some time now. I am no longer used to being up in the daytime. On my days off, I usually stay up till 2 or 3 p.m., but I'm not going to be up in the evening time for dinner events. If I wake up early on my days off, it will be around 8 p.m. I need them to understand that I will not be attending dinner events with them all the time. It is Christmas time, and they did our family Christmas and on Christmas Eve. Okay, different punctuation there, got thrown off there a bit. I wanted to go to Grandma's house on Christmas Eve for dinner as well. Those are my 2 nights off. They expect me to attend both, which are around 5 p.m. Their excuse is, even though you put the wrong there or whatever, well, you can just sleep in the morning and be up for dinner? Which is aggravating there. Wrong. Same time they planning events and expecting them to be up at 4 in the morning. Yeah. So, I mean, I can easily relate to that too, because people don't understand the schedule. Even when I have the rare time away from work, like, whether it be one full calendar day off or even just part of a day off because of overtime, my grandfather expects me to wake up in the afternoon and go out to dinner with him, almost like it's a requirement. Even if I've been to bed at like noon or something like that, he expects me to wake up 4 hours later, get showered and dress and go out to eat. Even if I'm not in the mood or I'm not hungry, I'm still forced into it. Like, I can't go to bed as soon as I get home, because I did days like that when I first started my job, and then I ended up sleeping through the entire day. By the time I woke up, oh, it's time to go back to work. Like, getting nothing accomplished during the day and everything like that. And it's also affected relationships, too, and I know that's most likely affected my dating life and everything, because I've had 3 relationships happen since I've been in my job. 2 of those 3 relationships suffered because of the schedule. The relationship I was in when I first started at my job ended a little over a month later because she and I literally had no time to talk. Because again, that schedule I just mentioned where I would go home, go to bed, try to get some sleep. Instead, I sleep the whole day, get up, time to go back to work, so no time there. And then the second relationship, my ex couldn't handle being with the guy that works third shift because, as you saw earlier, guy mentioning a comparison saying that busy while she's free and vice versa. My ex, I would be at work, she'd be available to try to talk or maybe play some video games together, but then when I'm free, she's busy. So it's like no compatible time there. And it's like I have a feeling that's affecting dating stuff. Like I've been on those dating services again for almost a year, which I'm close to completely leaving because of the disaster as of late. And I have a feeling that's most likely taking a toll there, because who's really going to be having the urge to be with somebody who works third shift with somebody who's probably not going to be able to adjust to that schedule? Because again, I know from 2 of the 3 relationships that it's very difficult. Now you got health issues. But empty grocery stores and time with the kids can only go so far before the sleep deprivation catches up. Many people simply can't readjust to a day shift, so you got people talking about changing their schedule and everything, which I honestly don't know anything about. Another describes the predicament of becoming so used to the night shift, they're scared to leave it. Again, I wouldn't know because I've had 2 times where I've tried to change my shift to first shift and I got denied. Once in 2016 when I wanted it to start happening, and then the other in March 2019. My grandfather keeps saying, "Oh, you'll never survive." If he wants me to have a personal life and anything, I've got to get off this shift. And he keeps saying, "Oh, you won't survive. You're not a morning person." Then how am I supposed to have a personal life? How am I supposed to have friends to hang out with? How am I supposed to ever get married one day so that you stop shoving the concept of marriage down my throat, especially when I've been single most of the time that I've been in my job? As long as I'm on third shift, I'm screwed. It's saying long-term third shifters also at risk of shift work disorder, a myriad of chronic illnesses from extended sleep deprivation, lack of sunshine, and the laundry list of bad habits and diet that come with the hours. Okay, got interrupted there for a moment. But it's like I can understand with this stuff too, because I always feel sleep deprived. Like, especially during the rare time away from work. Lack of sunshine, I can't remember the last time I saw the sun. I mean, like, it should be pretty obvious because I'm as pale as a piece of paper. Bad habits and diet when it comes to the hours. Like, I'll have to check this on the next article in just a bit. You got somebody even saying, every year around this time of work gets busy on working 7 nights a week, sun lamp. It's somebody who is just depressed because they haven't seen the sun. Like, I can understand this stuff too, because, like, even with work, our schedule is unpredictable. You never know when something's going to happen, like, for the weekend or anything. Like, right now as I'm recording this, I'm about to work 6-day work week again for the second time in the last month or so, and it happens during a weekend where there's a wrestling pay-per-view / premium live event happening. So it's like, great, that's going to completely screw all that up again, because it seems like work always knows when I've got plans. So it's like, oh, we got to screw them over. Like, thanks a lot. But it's like, I can even understand with 7 days, because, like, that'll drive you crazy too. I've been there so many times. Even with the last few months of 2016, we had like 3 full weekends off between the week of when Labor Day happened all the way up to the last week before Christmas. 3 full weekends off, while the rest of the other 13 out of 16 weeks were like either 6 or 7 day work weeks. It was just hell. And I remember I was going crazy. I was getting burnt out and just running on pure energy, even though there wasn't really much of anything. You got even somebody here on Reddit saying, what energy drinks do you use? Coffee does not have as much impact on me. Trying to bang every energy drink and thought my heart was going to explode. I don't even use energy drinks. I've never had energy drinks before. I just use Coca-Cola. And it still doesn't have an impact. Then you say, do you sleep during the day? Being third shift shouldn't mean you're tired all the time. I can tell you this for sure. It can happen. Okay, like I said, I've been on third shift and I've been tired all the time. I'll get up, shower, dress, and by the time I'm at work, I'm yawning my ass off. Like, it happens all the time. Even when I get, like, good amount of sleep, even 8 hours, 9 hours or whatever, still happens. I see somebody saying they drink water all night long. Hard to feel tired if you're getting up to pee every 7 minutes. I can't even do that because I can't even get away from my workstation because of how chaotic it is. It's dying a shift. You got people even suggesting caffeine stuff. Again, like, I've never even tried an energy drink. I've had times where I've almost passed out during work, and it's a struggle. But it's like, being on third shift, I cannot recommend it at all because it is a pain. It will take its toll on your personal life. Whether it be dating or social or stuff with your family, because I know from experience. If you have the opportunity to work something other than third shift, take it. Yeah, being on third shift can bring you a bit of extra money, but there's a serious sacrifice that comes with it that I do not recommend. It's gonna eat at you. Because being on this schedule and the sacrifice that having me made, it was pushing me to my limit back in 2019. Anybody who's seen my Twitter post a while back, you know what I'm referring to. It's just, like I said, I'm going to try wrapping it up here. I apologize for the pause that happened there with the audio. My grandfather walked in the room, but working third shift for your mental well-being and even for your desire to have a personal life, it's going to take its toll. If you have the opportunity to work anything other than third shift, take it if you value your freedom. Like I said, I've been wanting to get off the third shift since 2016. I had 2 opportunities to get off there, and I was denied both times. And it's the worst. So anyway, let me know what you all thought in the comment section below. If you work third shift, feel free to give your experiences or even experiences you know of anybody that you personally know that works third shift. Because I can tell you from personal experience, and I guarantee it is a major pain. Thanks for watching, folks. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace out, and good day, everybody.